And that's so. When Montgomery said he was going to get investors, I never wondered who were the nature of investors. Are they private investors or are they established organizations who are investing in developing countries? Because I know, I have looked at the outlook of Edo State government. I dare say Edo State government does not have the capacity to who investors have been used, let alone any responsible person who has a recourse finance to engage in such a investment. So when I heard that he was going abroad for Investor Summit 20th and 22nd, I was very curious to know what exactly is happening. They said it was in Scotland. I monitored it closely. On the first day, 20th of September, nothing happened. No investment summit took place. They only took pictures in the train station when they gathered, they arrived, and when they both fronted that. Then the next day was Sunday. Then on Monday, with all manner of curiosity, what we saw was a video released by Monday Pablo on his official Facebook page, where he was doing instead of him to be selling, proposing when you are discussing with investors, what we saw was a man who was campaigning and talking about how he could gather 2.5 million votes for Tinubu. That was the central core of his message. And after I finished that, there was no pictures of any investor. There was no white man, no Chinese, no albino, nothing of that nature. He gathered the APC stakeholders and charlatans and flew in a private jet, and they spent over 2 weeks in the US, in Europe. When they came and they brought those pictures, and later they now announced there was no engagement official side. They now announced that $250 million have been secured, and it was one Euro CCI. And people began to wonder, where is the man? Where is the picture? So people started inquiring into the facts. Let me give you a breakdown. First of all, they said it was one man they called Kisley. I don't have Kisley, one Kisley of Baswan. We began to investigate the company in question, because even if this company wants to come to Edo State to invest in maybe my village, the first thing they will do is to check this company's history. What is this company doing? Where has it worked? Where has it improved life? What is the nature of their business and their political culture? We saw that this company has a website. The website, they went there to send mail to the company to at least to get information. The email bounced. They collected the phone number of the website. A $250 million company. They collected the phone number. It was one Yoruba woman who could never speak English that was there. When the people brought this information to the public domain, they discovered that the website, in less than 2 days, the website had crashed. They quickly went to crash the website. The man in question, who says the executive director, the man does not have official, you know what I mean, for you to be controlling billions of dollars. The man does not have an official LinkedIn account. He's not known for any credible business. All he does is to be traveling abroad from one college to another, collecting titles and awards. He was a one-time board chairman of one cooperative and agricultural organization. Later they say he was the chairman, Institute of International Peace. Now they say he's the executive director. I have called people to ask who exactly is this because the man. They say the man can be described as a native doctor who does frivolous claims abroad. He had done similar ones in from America. He was almost capped and he flew away. He can't go to USA. The same man they said wants to give $250 million. And I dare say the man was so irresponsible that he could not attend the investment summit. That investment summit, the man came from Zoom. That $250 million investment is a Zoom investment. The man appeared on Zoom, and how can a company want to invest $250 million for kind of lab? God knows who what $250 million is. And nobody from the company is responsible enough to come to the place where the summit is taking place. The man was having the third Joshua and Obasa on that Zoom meeting, and he now went that. Imagine a man who is an investor. He was also the spokesman, the guest speaker of the event. After I finished Jamari correctly, talking left, talking right without any summary, he now said, "I will give you my company has sent me. They restricted me. I'm going to bring $250 million to Edo State." And everybody started clapping. In a dinner that they just hold dinner. They had a spokesman. After the spokesman came to talk, cluelessly and helplessly, he played $250 million that he does not have. That man does not have $250 million naira, let's say $1. It's a pity that Edo State government at this age of time. See, there are many things that can go wrong. Before I entered into government, I was a development worker. I worked as officer, advocacy officer. I have done development, finance and development officer. I went into government as special advisor to Colin Opaseki. I have advised a man as critical as Opaseki. He appointed me not on political consideration based on competence and character. After that, I put you now. I'm doing a program it's a World Bank sponsored program on development. There is nothing about development that can tell me. I know it's blue black. And as I tell you, that $250 million is a clear sham. It's for me, it's irritating that the government can gather together and decide to deceive us with such a shallow scheme, such a pedestrian scheme. Do you know how many times Nigerians have been defrauded by this kind of fraudulent governments who just come upon and concoct all manner of rubbish?
Well, sorry, Shedrack, no, I must cut in there. You must be very careful in your presentation.
This took place over 8 years.
You can't say the state government is a fraudulent government. You can't say that.
Okay, is it fraudulent? Okay, this investment is a fraudulent investment.
Because you can't say that because you don't even have the statistics, and it shouldn't be said of you. Because let's get to you. Despite the fact that he sees it as a sham, there's need for us to take government statements seriously, and there's need for us to also critique what government says about this. How do you defend the fact that he said this deal is a sham?
Mr. Philip, you see, in this platform, there's an NBC code that is guiding us, and there are words in quotes you cannot use. There are words in quotes you cannot use to describe a government, a personality, or issues. You see, let me tell you, those who live in glass house, they don't throw stone. Because when you throw stone, you don't know what will happen.
Yeah, but I want you to be objective. Just go straight.
Of course, you see,
he said this Zoom investment is a sham.
You see, that is
how can you defend the government of the state? Because we are about this.
That is his own opinion. You see, the role of opposition in politics, in consonance with global best practice, is opposition. They are meant for constructive criticisms. But it's very, very on the contrary what we see in Nigeria today. When you are in power, you work for your principle. When you are not in power, you strategize to work ahead of time so that you can reorganize your party. It is not by coming to social media or coming to TV station as reputable as this platform where we are to make statements that you cannot substantiate. Statements where you don't have statistics. Statements that are frivolous. It's an aberration, it's uncalled for a personality of my colleague and my brother and my co-discussant here to make such statement that Edo State government is a frivolous government, is a Zoom investment or whatever. It's a by and large.
You are even rubbing it in the more because I expect to talk about defend the state government on that investment. How tangible is that investment? Because he made some critical analysis which demands some scrutiny, and I was expecting you to talk about the fact that the investment is tangible and produce some evidence.
See, let me tell you, Mr. Philip. You see, by the grace of God, even before signing MOU, this present administration has been able to win the minds of the electorate in terms of critical investment, in terms of human capital development, in terms of infrastructural programs and policies that are not what elephant projects, not projection that Edo will be like Johannesburg in 2030, Edo will be like Singapore in 2050, as it were. Today, you can see Edo, most of infrastructure and most of sectors that were being comatose in Edo is working again. And this investment drive, this MOU that was signed is an MOU where developmental partners, Edo State government, went abroad to woo them with about $250 million. And these dollars, according to my principal, my boss, the Commissioner for Information, in the last expo, he made a critical analysis about this partnership. It has to do with it. Today, if you look at Edo State, if you look at this year budget, you will see what was accruable to agriculture. This is a government that is responsible, a government that is people-centric, a government that has what it takes to take Edo into political Eldorado.
All right.
By and large, I'm not true. We see today, if you go to Central Agri Government House, Edo State government has procured mechanized agricultural implements that we are going to use in 3 central districts. But
the question is about this investment
that
he alleges as Zoom investment.
Good.
Yeah, because $250 million. It's expected that we should see, clips, we should see meetings, that brought about that development.